Oh no. 11 of the worst aircraft still in service? And why would they show a picture of an Airbus A340 here? Do they say that this is the worst aircraft still in service? Oh no. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on board Aero Corner, which is an interesting website that has listed the 11 of the worst aircraft still in service. Which is, I'm quite scared of this list because it's the, oh no, please don't hate on the A340. I like this plane. Yeah, oh no. Alright, so let's just rate this rating website. How about that? Also, there is so many ads here. Holy moly, this is almost like watching a Swiss History one video. Please don't be offended if you see your favorite aircraft on this list. Well, I will definitely be offended, okay? Let's just try this out. My God, no! Number 11, Boeing 737-200. How dare you call this the worst, like the 11th worst plane on this planet? Alright, before the 737 MAX was known for being dangerous, there was another 737 that was known for being dangerous. The aircraft was the 737-200. One of only 3 aircraft who have ever been grounded. Yeah. 737 is perhaps one of the worst aircraft for many reasons. Extremely dangerous. Of the 1,095 of these aircraft, 96 crashed. No! I mean, yeah, that's true. But you have to consider that this plane came out in the 60s. I mean, look at how safe cars were back then. This plane is extremely awesome, still flies around today, which is why it's on the list, because it's only talking about planes that are still in service, right? And it's absolutely awesome of a plane. Yes, there were some problems, especially Aloha Airlines had some problems. Let's not talk about that, but this plane is absolutely awesome. It's a workhorse. It still works to this day. Alright, what else we've got? A340? How? Guess what plane was one of the only airliners to have never crashed? It's the A340. No one has ever died on this plane. Maybe from a heart attack or something like that. But this is literally the safest plane on this planet. Isn't as much dangerous as it is sluggish. Yeah, almost as though this A340 doesn't have powerful enough engines to get it off the ground. What? It's got four engines, and Jesus Christ, the ads are absolutely annoying. I mean, yes, of course, the A340 has had some issues. It's not very fuel efficient with its 4 engines, and it may not be the most quiet plane on this planet and the most comfortable plane on this planet, but look at the landing gear. It's got super tilted landing gear. It's quite literally a butter machine. All right, here we go. Let me just quickly prove that to you. There we go. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, butter landing indeed. Nice. I mean, this plane is from the 90s. You have to consider that. This is older than me. It came out in 1991. It's quite old, isn't it? So please have some respect. It's not, yeah, very successful. Then we've got a Bombardier CRJ-200, which I can kind of agree with. I mean, I always like to call this a crappy regional jet because it's very cramped inside. I mean, look at how the car. Yeah, I can kind of understand this plane being on the list. I don't really like it either, but it's kind of like it. You know what I mean? It's not the greatest plane definitely on this planet, but I kind of do like the smallness of it. You know what I mean? This plane can fly to so many places while carrying passengers at a speed of a jet. You know what I mean? I just kind of like this design. You don't really see many planes designed like this. It sucks, but I like it. You know what I mean? All right, this is the one I'll approve, actually. Then we've got the Tupolev Tu-204. I've talked about this. Yep, this is the plane that I liked to call the fake 757, even though it also kind of looks like an A321, because it kind of is. All right, so what are they saying? Jesus Christ, this is such an ugly shirt. The Tu-204, that's a weird name, by the way, is known as being one of the worst aircraft for a number of reasons. First of all, the Tu-204 were so badly constructed that from an engineering point of view, the FAA refused to certify the Tu-204 to fly here. Is that true? The 204 is known for having an unloading issue. Stands so high off the ground that people start to struggle to get off the aircraft. There are a few stairs that have the height. Yeah, okay, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I really don't know what this plane is. The engines look huge on this one, though. The thing is, there are Russian aircraft that are really built solid. I'm not quite sure about this one. It's never really took off as a That was actually quite a pun. Yeah, it was not ever really that successful, I think. But it looks okay. I'm not quite sure about this one, though. And we've got the Embraer EMB-120. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting plane that we don't have a flight simulator model for. Very interesting turboprop airliner. But I can tell, I think this plane does need a long runway, which just means that we have to like it, right? I mean, look at this. It's quite nice of a looking plane, isn't it? Probably still flies around a lot in Africa and everything, but just look how it takes off. Nice one. But honestly, I don't know this plane very much. I mean, what are they saying? Camera's noisier than other turboprops. Okay, I could imagine. Difficult to work or relax. Also, there was the one that broke up in mid-flight. That's great. I'll just let that one slide. And the next one, I'm not quite sure about either. I mean, we don't have a proper flight simulator model for the Antonov An-32. I mean, what are they saying? I'm not quite sure about this one, seriously. I've been involved in 11 accidents with 400. Yeah, okay. Cabin noise is almost unbearable. Okay, you know what? I'll let that one slide as well. It doesn't look particularly good. So let's move on to a next plane that I'm very much triggered to see this on the list. The 5th worst plane is a 757-200. What? How dare you, man? Alright, so this is weird. The first words here are, I have to say that I love the 757 in general. 757 is perhaps one of the most iconic Boeing aircraft to be ever made. What? I mean, you're literally putting it as the 5th worst aircraft on this planet. I mean, just look at it. It's also got a bit of tilted landing gear as well. Ah, yes. This is such a nice plane to look at. I mean, even the cockpit is absolutely great. I like this plane. So what are the reasons why this is apparently the 5th worst aircraft on this planet? Okay, so just as the 204, which is, again, this fake 757, the 757 suffers from not being able to unload quickly. So, I guess the airplane stands quite tall, which, I mean, I do kind of see as well. This is quite a tall aircraft. Many passengers note just how long queues getting on and off the aircraft can be. What? I mean, most airlines that have used the 757 would use gateways anyway, and there are not many budget airlines that actually have used this plane, right? So, like, I don't really get the point here. This is not good. Alright, and the next one is the Ilyushin Il-96, which is another plane that I don't really know much of about, if I'm being honest. It looks kind of like a fake A340, which we've also had on the list here. Great. Apparently, the Il-96 is also not very powerful, just like the A340 as well. Lack of proper maintenance, creaks and bangs aren't uncommon during flight. Okay, not very comfortable of a plane. I seriously, I've never, of course, flown on this aircraft. It's not even that old, as you can see from the cockpit here. This is what it looks like from the outside. The model here, the flight simulator, isn't absolutely perfect. For example, we have, this is quite creepy. This is, oh man, the woman is even more creepy. Yeah, it doesn't look like a very perfect plane. This is the cabin. Again, I don't really know this plane. I've never flown on it, but it's got very interestingly shaped windows. They're not round, but they're actually rectangles, which is super interesting. All right, and then we've got an interesting one, the COMAC CRJ-200. This is probably the plane that I know the least. It is a Chinese plane. Seriously, I would love to try out this plane, even in the flight simulator somehow. I mean, what are they saying? It's outdated, fuel efficiency is really bad. Okay, only 32 were built. Okay, I can see this plane isn't all too good. It's quite a fake of the MD-80 as well, isn't it? And then the second one, Airbus A340. I like how this plane is like all the way up front of like the An-32. Let's just say that's the only plane I really can agree with on this list. So what's the worst plane? The Ilyushin Il-96. This is another one that I've really never tried or something like that. I mean, one airline that flies this plane is Air Korea, which is North Korean's airline, and they have a big problem. They cannot actually buy new planes because of the sanctions, right? So they're stuck with this one, quite sadly. Safety standards is low. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, truly, I have no idea about this plane. There's this very badly modeled, oh, that looks bad. Plane here in the flight simulator, I don't really know what to say. Maybe this is another plane that I could maybe agree on. It's not. It doesn't, I wouldn't trust it if I'm being honest, just from the looks. Yeah, welcome to Air Korea. So yeah, guys, this has been absolutely interesting. I mean, this is a great website probably for other stuff, especially for buying shirts. And so thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night.
Now thank you to my members here on YouTube like Block, Emite, Mubarak, Mike, Ethan, Darren, Stefan, Ian, Oman the Human, Rafael Burkowski, Junk in the Trunk, Moritz, Toby, Great Grandpa John, Government Pasta, Calamity Airlines, Kelly Chaos, New York, Tyler Park, Cheese Doritos, Shadow, Anime Planes 001, X-Men Show, Deslama, Featuring Kellen, Me By You, Captain Cameron, Spiro, Gary, Norwegian, Bajel, and Pyrology.